of mine, he once said that prison is not even fit for the homeless. That's a controversial statement, of course. Well, I think in the whole world, I think we as human beings, we have not yet discovered a system that will deal with an offender, him and him alone, without affecting his family and everyone. Because myself, when I went to prison as a married man. I got divorced when I was in prison. I lost my house when I was in prison. I lost all the investments and the little money that I had. When I was released in prison, I only had 346 rand. And now coming out of prison, all the places that you used to frequent, when you come out, you are released in a new place that you don't know, with new people. One of the lessons, basic lessons, that I had to learn very quickly is that, when I go to the bathroom, I should knock. Something that when I was in prison for 14 years, I never do. Because, the toilet doors, they're halfway. When I'm sitting there, when you're sitting at the bathroom, one can see you. So I have to learn all those basic things. I have to learn to say, when I'm being given food, to say thank you. Because when I was in prison, why should I say thank you to this guy, and even the food that he gives to me, I don't like the food. He doesn't even give me maybe the correct ration, for my food, then I cannot say thank you to him. So there is nothing to be grateful for, with the food that I'm eating. I eat at a time when the prison authorities say this is the time to eat, and so on and so forth. So all that I'm trying to say here is that, indeed, I think the concept of having to look into the families of the offender, I think it is indeed a brilliant concept, because they themselves, I think when I studied criminology, I think I came across something that says they also become the victims, through the actions of you as an offender. So it is indeed something to be looked into.
There's a point that I forgot to mention. Very often an illiterate offender will write a letter for an illiterate offender to a wife or girlfriend, family, and cause mischief. And the offender who's illiterate doesn't realize what has been written on his behalf. And there's a lot of difficulty as a result. I've seen it over and over again. You have to trust that person to write your letter as you want it, not as they would like to make trouble.
And we used to call that letter a slap. That's one letter that we write. Either you request to have your breasts from outside, you want cookies, and you had to write a first slap. If you did not know how to write a first slap, you pay your friend to write the first slap. But in any way, I just wanted to also add another positive attribute that we can draw from prisons is the vocational training that takes place in prisons. Yes, I agree that all of us may not be gifted in terms of academia, assuming our parents and but prisons also offer vocational training programs whereby offenders are being trained how to do brickmaking, bricklaying, carpentry, upholstery. And I often thought that those programs might be programs that can be taken further outside the prison system, because an offender might keep himself or herself busy in terms of learning how to sew or learning how to do upholstery. And then once that offender has acquired those skills, then there is no backup when the offender is released. The offender is released with this certain skill, but the offender cannot practice that skill because the offender does not get the opportunity to practice that skill. So I think that with the knowledge that or the skills that they acquire in prison, those skills can also be translated outside, as a form of making a living. Because if you have no form of making a living, for me, it's easier for you to relapse into your own criminal behavior. You You don't sit on an empty stomach, but you know that I've got a skill of how to maybe catch a car or maybe do something. So we need to have something that will, you know, that when you think of committing that crime, but there's also another alternative to say that instead of doing that, perhaps maybe I want to do this.
Can I just add? With the vocational skills programs, they now no longer just give them the vocational skills, they also add entrepreneurship course. So they are taught the skill. I have to say that the Department of Labour is on board with Correctional Services, and they are paying for a lot of those kind of courses per year. And then also the entrepreneurship course, so that you know how to start a business and how to make this business profitable. Also, what the prison currently has in my management area is, let's say, if they do carpentry, we contact schools and we ask them, listen, do you have tables or chairs that need to be fixed? And then the people that have done the carpentry course, they are on that project. I think last year we fixed something like 400 tables just in the Alton area, and it's a very small area. So they are trying to involve them in all those things to make sure that they do get some exercise or experience and skills while doing that.
That's great. What do you come to first?
That might sound extremely far-fetched, but when you get released from the prison system with specific skills, training, degree, can you not be provided or supplied with a list of previous offenders that might have stayed in the area that you will be staying in, so that you could make contact with those people, ask for advice on how they found the experiences coming out? If someone randomly comes out of prison now and gets the phone, is that a bit dangerous?
No, you when you, as soon as you make the first step out of prison, then you need to know that you are on your own.
But that's not meant to be like, in sense, you know.
Yeah, but reality is you are on your own. So you become dependent when you are in prison, like that you correctly mentioned that. At times you do not even bother where to get the food from, because you know that you will be provided with the food. You don't even bother having money to pay for electricity, because the electricity is really available. Water, all those commodities. So you become dependent on the system, and as soon as you are released, then the system cuts you off.
That's the problem.
Yes, that is the problem. The system cuts you off and you are all by yourself. So how do you make a living if you do not have that plan with something where you have slept on an empty stomach? Yeah.
I had an interview on the radio earlier this week, where I think it's one of the prisons in the Western Cape, where they now liaised with the NGO, and when they trained this person to do a certain skill, they provide the equipment to him when he's released to go and do his own thing. So they didn't talk about the logistics around it, but that's a great example. I then had an interview with someone when he got out at the back to start his own business, and now he's only employing ex-prisoners. So obviously he has an arrangement with that prison to refer certain people to them. So also the people on the outside, the prisoners who want to make a difference, I think should take the initiative to involve people who were rehabilitated who got a specific skill.
Is there a program like that in South Africa? Because I think it's in the United States where if you employ an ex-offender, you get a tax break. Or something like, I'm speaking in correction, but there is something, you know, does anyone know? Do we have that kind of?
I heard it mentioned once as like a good idea.
And I'd also like to find out about prison labor in South Africa, because in some European countries there's prison labor and you can actually work from prison, and I think you're able to support your family that's outside, and you're able to save money so that once you get out, you know where you're going, you have money and you sort yourself out. And we used to have prison labor where prisoners were taking
state partners. And then they worked there and they came back and whatever. Currently, all prisoners that are, offenders, all offenders that are working on certain teams called span. Alright. The Afrikaans word was taken, so it's a span. Sounds terrible. This is how they do it. Alright. Some of them go out to skills training, some of but not the school. Some of them go out to work at the piggery. We have a farm. Some of them go to attend to the calves, whatever. Some of them work in the gardens. They get paid a specific, what they call gratuity per month. I am not 100% sure. Some of them told me I'm getting 84 rand, some of them told me I'm getting 96 rand a month, something like that. Some of them cannot get much more. All depends on what they're doing. The people working in the kitchens, those kind of things, the cleaners in the courtyard. So they do get a gratuity. That is currently the only labour that is provided. I just quickly want to get back to the vocational skills. What they also have is specific management areas. If they've been trained in building, once a year they go out and then they identify a family in the community and they build them a house. And then the regional commissioner or the area commissioner or whatever comes and they hand over this house. But everything was then done, from the plumbing to the tiling to the everything was done by Correctional Services. So I know that last year they handed in our management area, they handed over a house in Kanyamazal. So but it all depends on the management area and it's not something that is a given.
I saw in the United Kingdom, they recently converted one of the prison